This is a game that we at CBS have been waiting for since the schedule was released in the spring. Buffalo and Tampa Bay coming up in your national doubleheader window. Hello, friends. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, and all the crew. You got the Super Bowl champs hosting a Buffalo team that comes in here frustrated, yet we found out through our meetings, very focused for this occasion.
Oh, they better be focused. Last week, that did not sit well with anyone. Division rival for the division lead, and all of a sudden you're at home. You have a chance to really say, this is us, it's our time, and they lost. They're focused this week. I can tell you, everyone that we talked to, they're ready to come in here and beat the champs. They're ready.
It hasn't been easy, though, ever, to beat Tom Brady for Buffalo. All-time nemesis, 32-3 against the Bills.
It's unbelievable. This is such a tall task for the Bills today. Tom Brady has got this offense rolling on all cylinders. So dominant at home, Jim. I mean, some of the numbers, it's crazy. He always has the pencil last. He's going to get to the right play. This is a tall task, though, for a Bills team who's coming in focused.
And speaking of that focus again, Josh Allen told us just yesterday, we're trying to prove to ourselves more than anyone. And we've had a fantastic week of preparation.
Yes, they have. And coming in here, you cannot have those little mistakes. Right now, they just need to do a better job in the key and crucial situations. That's how they're going to win games against the best teams, because the Bills are one of the best teams. They just need to show it, and they need a game like this to provide it so everyone believes it.
There you go, Tony. Before kickoff, we go down to you, Tracy.
Well, Jim, when we spoke with Josh Allen yesterday, he said, I know Bills Mafia wants me to hate Tom Brady, but I can't. He said, I grew up a California kid. I grew up idolizing him and wearing his jersey. Now, every time he steps on the field with Brady, he says it is just surreal. They have met 4 times, yet he has not beaten Brady. He knows time is running out. No better time than today, Jim.
All right, well, he grew up in Fireball. Tom grew up in San Mateo, 140 miles apart out there on the West Coast. Yeah, it's a beautiful afternoon here in Tampa. 81 degrees. That game Monday night, I'm sure you saw it. It's in the 30s, wind chill in the 20s, brutal conditions. Far different story here today, just ideal.
Yeah, that's slightly different for a quarterback. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of talk last week about the Bills. They ended up throwing the ball, had some success late. Could they have gotten to that earlier? I think you're going to see him throw it a lot today, Jim.
And I think we'll see Tampa against the Buffalo defense, just a hunch, throw it more than 3 times. What do you think?
I think you're exactly right. But I'm gonna go on a limb and say you're right.
All right. First 30-yard carry was 47 to be exact, and a touchdown.
Real champions prove that they're champions. If you were champions.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by LL Bean. Shop LLbean.com today and be an outsider. Farmers Insurance. Get a quote at farmers.com. And by DirecTV Stream. Get your TV together.
A look at the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, and Leonard Fournette taking the bridge to the end zone. 47 yards, his longest run as a Buck. 67 yards. They take it in 5 plays. It fits. To help people affected by the tornadoes, the tragic tornadoes from Friday night into Saturday morning, the southern and Midwest tornadoes, you can help them by texting to 90999 to give $10 to the American Red Cross Southern and Midwest Tornado Relief Fund. Hearts go out to all the folks. Brady and the Bucks got to the end zone in a hurry the last time they had it. Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa, a city that's hosted 5 Super Bowls. We were in this perch earlier this year to see this guy win for the 7th time, February 7th, Super Bowl 55, as Fournette adds another 4. The Brady stats against the Bills. Well, most wins all time by any quarterback versus any single opponent. 70 pass touchdowns. It's the 3rd most all time by a quarterback against a single opponent. The record is 72. Marino against the Jets and Tom against Miami. So he can break today if he had 3 by days in. A record that he shares at 72 with one of the legends of the game. And Johnson with the catch. And he's got a gain of about 7. It's update time. Let's go back to the studio in New York.
Here's how the Chargers cap a 9-play, 60-yard drive.
Yeah, Justin Herbert to Josh Palmer from 12 yards out. The LA Chargers take a lead over the New York Giants 14-7.
Back.
Come on, Susie.
Tony, you saw something in that timeout that you really liked on the Buffalo sideline.
Well, you see Sean McDermott right here talking to Leslie Frazier, defense coordinator. He's like, listen, I want you to do this because here's what they're trying to do. If we can go ahead and do this, disguise it this way, this should give them trouble, okay? So you get your linebackers coach, your DBs coach, you get everyone over there. You say, now you got to go to your guys and teach them this. So it's within their system, but they're going to go ahead and change a little bit about what they've been doing and try and make it a little bit different than their plan coming in. And that's what you got to do in this game. You got to adapt and adjust within the game. A lot of coaches wait till Monday and say we should have done. That's why I think Coach McDermott is really good.
Pinion able to get the touchback to the corner. Here's the AFC playoff picture. Of course, the Patriots on a bye. Tennessee wins, Kansas City win. You got the three teams at 9-4. Patriots right now the one because of a better conference record. Buffalo went into that game Monday night, would have led the AFC East with a win. Instead, with a loss, dropped back to the 7 spot.
This is going to be crazy coming down the end. If you look at in the hunt right there, it's like this is going to have, I mean, wild cards are 7-5, and all the other guys are at 6, 7, 1, 2. It's like you have 8 teams for like 3 spots that all could come down to one game.
Well, the numbers are similar for these two quarterbacks. Josh Allen, Tom Brady. Josh, who grew up down in the Central Valley area, California, huge fan of Brady's. Brady named this week for the 2nd time the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year. Told us this week how his bedroom back home in San Mateo as a young boy growing up, he used to rip the covers off and tape them up on the walls like wallpaper effectively. Never could have imagined someday he'd be just the 3rd ever to be named Sportsman of the Year twice. Wow. The other 2, LeBron and Tiger.
Sing 2, rated PG. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verbo. Together Awaits. The new film Sing 2, only in theaters December 22nd. And by Grey Goose Vodka. Vive le Martini.
So, 13 yards to number 13.
Jim, that Tom, since he's joined the Bucs, has 53 touchdowns and no interceptions in the red zone. I mean, that is an absurd stat. Since he's been here, 53 touchdowns, no picks.
That doesn't include
in the red zone.
Down by Minter at the 25. Considered the league's most prestigious honor, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award, recognizing players who have exhibited excellence on the field and their passion that impacts lives beyond the game. This year's nominee for Buffalo is Harrison Phillips. For Tampa Bay, it is Mike Evans. The NFL Man of the Year will be announced Super Bowl week at NFL Honors Thursday, February 10th. You can learn about all of this year's nominees by visiting NFL.com/Man of the Year. Well done, Phillips and Evans. Blitz. Allen was able to step up away from it, pick up 9 to knock, so we go down to Tracy.
Well, Jim, this is the 3rd straight year Mike Evans is nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award, and no surprise with all he does for his community and for his hometown of Galveston, Texas, through the Mike Evans Family Foundation, and that includes donations to the Ball High basketball team, which he played on. He helped them come here, play a tournament, and they are in the stands, as you can see today. His coach, who he played for, on hand as well. Just a tremendous athlete, but also a tremendous person.
All the time, that just makes it twice as difficult to go into their stadium and win.
Well, here's a guy with split allegiances as far as teams, but one player, Savin. Bucks have scored on the last 3 drives as Fournette runs into a wall, loses a yard. We were talking about the top of the NFC standings as far as the playoff picture. There's Arizona at 1, Green Bay 2. Again, conference record could be in the end a tiebreaker. Right now, conference record, Arizona and Green Bay have 2 losses. Tampa Bay has 3 in conference play if it comes down to that in the end.
So if you pictured all of them at 13-4, right?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it would
That's the tiebreaker.
That's the tiebreaker.
1. Well, they're the highest scoring team in the league at 31 points a game. They already got 24 here in the first half. This is against a defense that has done a lot of amazing things this year, and they've had no answers for him today. 299 yards posted by Tampa Bay in this first half. Well, as they were racing toward the goal line and that pass that he lofted amazingly to Evans, this is what we were talking about, the career grand slam. And he said, of course, to us, the one thing he cares about is that first one. Wins.
Yeah.
What it's all about. Period.
How he plays the game.
Sometimes that second go-around, too, is a big different story.
Yeah, a guy named Bill Belichick had a second go-around, didn't he?
That worked out all right.
Yeah.
Bruce Arians, Todd Bowles, Tom Brady. The Buccaneers dominant in the first half. 5th straight home game, leading by at least 20. How about that? 24-3. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station. (24-3), Tampa Bay at halftime. Bills about to receive the second half kick. This season, Crown Royal is supporting the small places that make game day big. Join us to unlock your support at kickoffwithcrown.com. The Bills, Tony, the only team in the league that has not allowed 400 yards by an opponent all season long in any game. They gave up 303 yards in the first half.
I think that's going away. I think that it's just been really impressive with what Tampa Bay's done. I mean, they've imposed their will, but not just with the blitzes. It's like their stunts up front. They've called a perfect game on defense, and offensively, they've been so efficient. I mean, this is why I really believe this year it's going to be so difficult to go through Tampa Bay with the way they can play at home, because their blitzes are hard to see, and Tom Brady's unbelievable. You know, having the pencil out in the last swipe at it, he's going to get to the right play.
Yeah, so can't stop them. Meantime, they can't stop the blitz and the pass rush. Under siege, as you heard Coach Cowher say, clearly the more physical team is Tampa Bay, as you heard Phil say from the studio. And let's go to Tracy. What did you hear at halftime, Trace?
Well, Sean McDermott just struggling for the right words, very emotional in terms of trying to describe that first half as they were getting beat at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. He said offensively they will change some things up, but Josh Allen needs to get the ball out quickly. He said defensively they are just playing into Brady's hands. They need to win on the early downs and get some pressure on him. And then a few injury notes. Emmanuel Sanders out for the game with a knee injury. Gio Bernard and Jamel Dean, who's dealing with an illness, they are both out as well. Bernard has a hip injury, Jim.
Okay, here's Allen on first down. Thank you, Tracy. Goes to Davis, who will see more snaps now with Sanders done for the game. And here's the quarterback look. That late first half pick thrown by Allen, who just never had time to breathe in that first half. Meanwhile, Brady throws for a score, runs for another.
And part of that is getting the ball out quick. Sean McDermott, Tracy just told us right there, it's a great job, because that's what I believe is the only way they can come back here. The pressure has been too much. Even when they don't blitz, it's been too much. It's overwhelmed this offensive line. So your plays need to call plays that actually, like, oh, they're blitzing on every play. That'll give you a chance.
Evolve your journey beyond the pump in the first ever Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EV.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by KFC. Order on KFC.com or through the app. Hyundai. And by the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Picked up a big fourth down and then gets the touchdown. Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium. Here in Tampa, Josh Allen from 18 yards out, his 29th career rush touchdown It came on the third down, counts as a conversion in the stats. So their first third down conversion is their first touchdown.
I mean, they are calling runs, right? They're quarterback runs. I mean, we talk about the halfback, but it's like they've ran the ball 8 times, 9 times now. But that one run really made a difference.
That was a drive starter.
Yeah.
29 yards by Singletary.
And that's what's going to change Tampa's defense very quickly.
Here's a look at next-gen stats powered by AWS.
Well, you see that high-pointed ball? No one throws that. We talked about that earlier, sorry, Jim. But that right there is why Mike Evans, I mean, the height size. This is when you go into a game like this. Evans is 6 foot, what, 4 or 5? Rob Gronkowski, 6'5". Cameron Brate, 6'5", and then you look over there on the other side, and they're all 5'11", 5'11" or less, and it's like just some of these balls you can throw them up and have them high point it. That's an advantage.
9 yards. Diggs and Allen, can they establish another drive against Brady and company? Can they play the role of the Grinch here on the road? Got ground to make up.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Old Navy. Happy Holidays. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
45.
We're back with the Bills. Defense just made quick work of it. There's Breida to the 28. This game marks, for our crew, what does the time go? Our 100th broadcast together since opening up in Nashville in September of 2017. It's
gone by
a whole
quick.
lot of fun. Gone by quick. Unbelievable crew to work with, too. Proud to be a part of it with you.
Proud to be a part of
everyone
it.
else. Thank you.
Thanks everyone at CBS. 100. It's been like a family here. We've enjoyed the heck out of it.
Amazing time. He's got another 5. He's up to 71 yards rushing.
Well, he's up to 71 with some great design plays. And you see not a lot of teams other than Baltimore run these quarterback runs that are literally like you're running the football. It's not like fake the handoff, possibly throw it.
Lee at Wendy's.
Hey, while we have a moment, all of us at CBS Sports send along our very best wishes to a great friend, colleague over at the NFL, Howard Katz. Been under the weather. We wish you, Howard, a speedy recovery. Wish you were here for the game today, but we look forward to seeing you on the road soon. First down.
I would have gone for it.
Well, they kicked the 45 yards down to the 10, but they kept the football for almost 6 minutes. Drove it down to the end of the field. Got a field goal. By the way, yesterday marked the anniversary of Tampa Bay's first ever win. December 11th, 1977, came against the Saints. They had started 0-26 as a franchise. And then that day, back in December of 77, they got their first ever win of about 4. Yeah, this is how you talk about the two Tampas. You see Coach McKay, Gary Huff, those early days. Their first 2 games in franchise history, they got shut out. Their first points ever as a franchise came against Buffalo in the 3rd game on a field goal by Dave Green. Steve Spurrier was the Bucs quarterback. There's Diggs.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Amazon, where you can find epic daily deals. Royal Caribbean, rise to the vacation. Come seek. And by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Some of the old flashbacks from the 11 prior meetings. Seeing some of the old names of the past, like Doug Flutie. Tampa Bay has won 7 for the first 11 matchups, and they're taping up the Josh Allen ankle. Did you get this one? Same thing. It never felt like all day you ever felt Tampa Bay was going to have to fight to the end for this one.
You're not kidding.
But here they are, just up 3. Next week, the NFL and CBS regional action, including the Titans, who pitched a shutout today. Got 4 picks for that defense. Vrabel and company coming off a bye with a win. They'll be at Pittsburgh, and we'll be there too. Plus other regional action, all starting at noon Eastern. with the NFL Today next Sunday on CBS.
Just saying what's going to happen. Is that what you just said? Oh.
There's no foreshadowing. That's no Romo Stradamus. Just a little history factoid. Here's some headlines from today. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson went out with a sprained ankle. That's what Coach Harbaugh called it after the game. He said, we'll see tomorrow. And they lost to the Browns, who had to have it. The Chiefs crushed the Raiders, starting from the first play of the game on a defensive touchdown. Dallas, they saw Washington storm back, but hold on to win it and widen that lead in the NFC East. Bucks bring him down at the 23, 47-yard boot. Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes and NASA's plan to look back in time, followed by the CBS original movie, A Christmas Proposal, plus NCIS Hawaii tonight on CBS. 0-4 in one-score games, and they've had a couple of games where they had the football at the end and could have won it.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL, and by Best Buy.
We're back at the home of the Bucks, who have won their last 8 games on this field, including a Super Bowl, and they had a 21-point lead in the second half of this one.
Are helping you buy better.
Back in overtime. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, and our crew on hand here in Tampa. And again, a rookie is back deep. Stevenson with the return, which he will not have a chance to make a play. This game summary, the Bucks opened it up. They got that touchdown by Fournette. Brady threw this touchdown to Evans. Third quarter, Allen from 18 yards out. Their first touchdown. Later comes back. It's Knox. It's Davis. Field goal ties it. 22 seconds to go in regulation. And here we are in overtime. Perriman taking it all the way for the win. The first time he had been targeted the entire game. Rashad Perriman.
What a play design and the patience of Brady. 5-man rush and the protection up front was phenomenal, showing off the depth of this offensive unit. Tom Brady with a soft touch pass. Throws it, making his eyes move Edmonds. Edmonds, that's not even his guy. He's a helper. But he couldn't read Tom's eyes and feel it. Watch. Edmonds right in the middle. Tom's looking left. He's just moving Edmonds enough so he could throw the game-winning touchdown pass. And how many touchdowns is that for Tom Brady?
Number 700 all-time comes on the game winner. Regular and post, 700 it is. Perriman, he had not been a part of the story all game long. Another bitter loss for the Bills. A 94-yard touchdown drive, the final 58 yards. Brady to Perriman for the victory. And Tom Brady Sr., the original, celebrates with his pals who have come out here from San Francisco with him.
Unbelievable game, and he just watched. This was a huge playoff picture type of game. Tampa still has an opportunity for the #1 seed, and this is huge because you got to go through Rodgers or Brady or a team that has kind of gone under the radar with only 2 losses, who's very difficult at home. Wow.
What a late afternoon window. Some of you saw Garoppolo lead the 49ers to victory, and here his mentor able to pull it out in overtime as well. Bucks over the Bills, 33-27 is the final score. Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes. For Tony, Tracy, Gene Steratore, Jim Nantz saying so long from Tampa. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.